welcome to Actual Spinster. My name is Anna Marie, and today I'm going to do a spring TBR video. Publicly failing at all of the things that I say that I'm going to do. Basically, I know I said, or maybe you missed this, but I have said repeatedly in quite a few videos now, I believe, that I don't want to make TBR videos because last year I made a whole bunch and I barely did them. So I gave up on TBRs, but then it's really nice to make a little plan of what you're going to read, and I also, it's a nice way to kind of keep track of where you think you're going to go, especially because I am kind of a mood reader. I've never really identified with either one of those, but I guess I think it is, I think I have to be, I don't have to actively be in the mood for a book, but I do need to not be actively not in the mood for a book, which I guess makes me a mood reader. I don't know. So my compromise with myself is that I could do a seasonal TBR because it's not month specific. So I have a little bit more time. I've decided I'm going to try to, if I were to do a summer TBR, for example, maybe in June or July or something, I'll maybe only let myself mention 8 books. I'm only going to mention 8 books here. But yes, so I've got 8 books to show you. I don't think there's any specific readathons that I have in mind except for one, which is in April, but otherwise, I mean, this is also not going to just be read in April. So Katie from Books and Things is hosting a readathon called the TBR Clear Out Readathon, I think, which I actually think I participated in 2020. Yeah, it's just to read books on your TBR and stuff, and there are a couple prompts. I think this book, Signs for Lost Children by Sarah Moss, probably counts as one of the prompts, which would be a book that is on your TBR that you're worried that you've lost interest in. But yeah, I do really want to read this, if only just to kind of see if I'm right, that it is no longer for me, or if maybe it is. It's a follow-on from Bodies of Light, and it follows a couple. One of them is, I don't want to give details because it is a sequel follow-on, but it's about one of them who goes to Japan to build lighthouses. It's set in the Victorian era. It's really interested in women practitioners of healthcare. One of the people in the couple, he goes to build lighthouses in Japan, and his wife stays and works at an asylum, and there's letters between them. I think it's going to be intense. So yeah, hopefully I will like this. Also that fits with the TBR Clear Out Readathon are these two. So this is After the Death of Don Juan by Sylvia Townsend Warner. It's just time that I read another Sylvia Townsend Warner. I haven't for a little while, and I've been I've had my eye on this for a while and been oh, I need to fit it into my plan somehow. I'm just really bad. One thing that I'm bad at is I have a desire to read something, and then I either forget it or things just pile on top of it, so instead I go for the first choice or whatever. And I guess because I am quite impulsive and mood orientated, and I want reading to be a joy, I don't necessarily always I'm not particularly disciplined, shall we say, about following through on previous impulses that I've had. Which means that books I really want to read sometimes just get left behind a little bit. But and then I also have Family Lexicon by Natalia Ginsberg, which I think this month in April is also, it's not just for a TBR Clear Out Readathon, it's also, well, it also fits because I'm reading Natalia Ginsberg's work for a book club. I actually made a wrap-up video and I said that I had only missed one of the books in the reading through her novels that we've done together, although we actually aren't going to read all of her novels. But anyway, the ones that are being read as the group, I didn't read one called Sagittarius, but I also actually didn't read another one which you can't see, but it's up here, it's All Our Yesterdays, and I would like to read that too. So it sort of actually feels like a summer book, I think, for that one. So anyway, but whatever, I'm gonna read this one finally. It's translated by Jenny McPhee. I'm really looking forward to it. And there is also another one as well called Happiness as Such, which is also left in the group reading thing, which I guess is kind of counting as this one as well, but this one is the priority. If I don't read Happiness as Such in spring, that doesn't matter to me. So I've got one more that is not a book that I got in 2024, so that would be good to read for the TBR Clear Out Readathon. All of these actually are also ones that are pre-2000s, whereas the others, oh actually that's not true, Signs for Lost Children is not. So this is Women of the Harlem Renaissance. I don't know if you can see that, it's actually quite hard to see in my lighting. Poems and Stories, edited by Marissa Constantinou. And yeah, it's just a collection of exactly what it said, poems and stories from various different women of the Harlem Renaissance. I think the earliest is maybe from 1918 and then up to like 1930 maybe. But yeah, I think like, you know, I'm gonna start reading this pretty soon, because again, this is another thing that I've wanted to read for a while, and I'll dip in and out of it. The next books are books that were, yeah, more recently acquired that I'd like to prioritize. So I'm trying to read at least one book per month that was from like the books that I got in New York, because I'd love to read them, you know, like I brought them all the way back here, like it would be silly to not do that. So I picked this one out for spring, and that's Siren Queen by Nevo, which is set in pre-code Hollywood, and it's about an actress and monstrosity, and it's sapphic apparently, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. Like I think it's going to be really fun, like I hope it is. I really like the idea of the setting. I think, you know, I think it could work really well for me. And then another book I did actually show in that video as well, I think, although I did not get it in New York. But again, this is something I should read because I got the hardback. But this is Meanwood by Nicola Griffith. I go back and forth between deciding whether or not I should reread Hild before I get to this. I think I'm gonna just like go for it. If I get a little bit of the way in and I'm just like, oh no, this is not working for me without having read Hild sooner, then I will stop reading it and reread Hild first, I guess. But the thing is, I mean, obviously, like the book itself, this came out 10 years after Hild. It's not like I decided not to read this for 10 years and then I was like, it's time. So presumably, because the author wrote this, like, or like published it 10 years later, like I feel like it probably won't need me to have read Hild recently. Okay, then we got another really big one and that's The End of August by Yu Miri. I got really excited about the Republic of Consciousness Prize, and then most of the ones that I was interested in didn't get shortlisted, which made me very much less interested. So this did get shortlisted, but I am still really intrigued and excited to get to this. So yeah, big book again, and it starts with a Martin Buber quote. Destiny and freedom are solely promised to one another. Only the man who makes freedom real to himself meets destiny. Martin Buber, I and thou. It's very interestingly written, actually. There's bolded words / sections. There's also a bit that reads like a script. In fact, there's a character and or the author called Yu Miri, like in the novel. I think this is going to be very interesting for me to read, like definitely hitting a lot of my like literary buzzword stuff. And it's translated fiction by a woman, like obviously I'm interested in reading women in translation. The last book is Either Or by Elif Batuman, who, after listening to this like podcast, I kind of just love. It pushed me more to be like, okay, I do need to get to this. I got this like secondhand and stuff, but like I specifically looked for this edition because I really dislike all of the like UK covers that both The Idiot and this have gone, with their just like totally meaningless, nonsensical like colour splashing. I just don't know what they're going for with that. Anyway, so I chose this cover instead, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I have a deadline the 26th of April, so that's obviously a priority. But then I submit some work and then I have to wait to have like a panel discussion about it. And the time frame for that is like basically a month, so the panel could happen anytime within that month after submission, which means I might have a bit of downtime, really, maybe 2-3 weeks potentially, maybe slightly less, it depends, to read whatever I like. So I might save I might save this one to start after the 26th maybe. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. We'll just kind of see how it goes. Also, depending on like whether my library has any audiobooks. Actually, you know what does I think have an audiobook? Either Or. And in fact, I think the author reads it because she read The Idiot, like the first book in this series, as an audiobook then. So I could also listen to this maybe if the library can get the audiobook for me, or maybe it already has it actually, probably. So yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and I appreciate your patience with my contrary nature, and I guess I have to extend that patience towards myself, and you know, it's fine. Yeah, good luck with your reading plans this spring, this April, and yeah, I'll talk to you when I next talk to you. Bye.